month, but especially too to bring awareness to brain tumors, and that's something that hits home more than we think. And here to kind of help us that conversation and share how we can help is Larry Berg and Karrie Stone. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yes, we're excited to kind of dive right in. But Karrie, I know as a strong survivor and warrior yourself, do you mind sharing a little bit about when you found out you had a brain tumor and kind of walk us through kind of what through your head when you found out this news?
Sure. In 2012, I was caring for my father, who actually had Lewy bodies disease, and I was just ever so slightly off. I was like going into like a daydreaming mode, didn't have headaches, no pain, and I thought I had caught my dad's dementia. So I took him to the doctors, and I went to my doctor, and she basically said, "You can't catch dementia." So I was a busy mom with 5. They were all in travel sports, and I was just a busy mom. And the doctor said, you know, I think we should do a CAT scan with and without contrast because your husband's been seeing some changes in you. So we did, and then that's when they told me that I might have dysplasia or I might have a tumor. Wow. So then fast forward, we found out that it was a astrocytoma, wild type, and people say, is that because you were wild as a child? And I'm like, no, wild type is where it's lacking mutations, co-deletions, and PQ19. And you need those to respond to chemo. I have none of those. And we found that out through going to other hospitals besides University of Michigan. And I feel that I think every hospital should do genetic testing so that we know what is okay to put into our bodies and what's not. Why waste time putting chemo in if it's not going to work? And that's where I feel passion for ABTA. They are really, really good about offering toolkits for people like myself, their families, to know how to embrace and have a better understanding what we go through as patients. I feel that the support and the education, like the support groups that ABTA hooks us up with, is amazing, so you're not alone in this fight. All hospitals have a brain tumor support group, but there's just something really special about ABTA offering virtual support groups. So that way people who maybe can't afford treatments, or they don't, maybe their hospital doesn't have a support group, you are never alone when it comes to ABTA. They have groups everywhere, and specific to your type too, which is really great because there's all different kinds, right?
Absolutely, and that's what's so nice, that there's so many resources and so many services because everyone's situation is so different, and that way they can really help you, because this is where you feel lost, but now knowing that you're not alone is so important. So of course, for those that are at home and want to help out the American Brain Tumor Association area, how are some ways the community can really get involved and set this up, because this is stuff that we need? Yeah,
there's a number of ways to do that, but just first, there's over 120 different types of brain tumors. There's 1 million people on their brain tumor journey today, and just alone, this is the #1 killer of children and number 10 of adults. So it's so critically important, and we really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to talk about brain tumor awareness, as May is the Awareness Month. But our 3 events, May 17th, next Saturday, we are hosting 3 different events. The first event is our BT5K, which is our Brain Tumor 5K Walk Run in Kensington Metro Park in Milford. And immediately following that, we are transitioning to a beer cider music festival, which is our Brews and Chews event, which is all about kind of enjoying life a little bit, bringing your dog, bringing your family and friends, and just sipping some of the great Michigan beers and ciders
that we're lucky to have. And then we have a silent auction as well. All can be found right on that screen. So easy to do. Scan that QR code to find that information. Get involved, because these are fun ways to get involved and learn more. It's really a win-win to give back to a great organization. So thank you so much for being here, starting this conversation that's super important, and knowing, of course, how we can be a part of it. Keep up the amazing work that you guys do and sharing the stories, obviously, because this does have a huge impact. So thank you guys so much. But speaking of support, because clearly there's so much